What's up, WP Army? Tony reports for duty.
And I am also here, bringing the guns.
Now this again.
Oh yeah!
Hi again, Generals. Bori, what are we talking about today?
Faction Wars!
Whoa, calm down.
Okay, I'll try. The Faction Wars are 1-hour epic alliance battles. They take place on a unique battle map where you can prove your might and your strategical dominance by occupying enemies' forts and ultimately their main base.
There are 2 battles per week for each participating faction. In one of them, you're the attacker, and in the other, you're the defender.
Do you know how many players can join a fight?
Well, up to 200 players can participate in each massive clash.
Quite right. And you can face a faction from your world, or you can match powers in a cross-world battle with a faction from different realm.
In other words, your faction can be matched against an opponent from any world.
But how are my opponents chosen?
The matchmaking is based on a rating system.
So, basically, this means that the more battles your faction wins, the more challenging your opponents will be.
Exactly.
Speaking of winning, how do you win?
It's similar to the capture the flag military game, but the main goal here is to conquer your enemy's main base. We'll explain a bit more about it later.
Okay, and are there any requirements for playing?
Yes, to unlock the faction wars, your world must be level 5 or above, and I will let you share the other thing because I know you got it.
Oh yeah, your faction must also have at least 100 influence points in order to be able to sign up for a battle.
Correct. Do you feel brave enough to talk about the sign-up?
I can try. So, every weekend, faction marshals and diplomats can sign their faction up for an attack. They also receive notifications when the sign-ups are open.
You forgot to mention that the form lets you choose the date and time your faction wants to start a battle as the attacker. It's wise to discuss with your members to ensure that everyone can join the action.
But I won't forget to tell you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our lovely faces.
You're unbelievable.
Well, thank you.
That's not what I meant. Oh, forget it. Let's continue with more significant stuff. Don't you dare. I actually meant the brains, and more specifically, that it's very wise to discuss the start of your attack with your members to ensure that everyone can join the action.
Brains before brown, as I have always said.
Yeah, right. Will you help me with explaining how you're entering a battle?
Sure. Once the battle has started, your faction will be notified. All members can join the combat from the faction wars section you can see on the screen.
It's very important to know that to enter the faction wars, you must not have an ongoing battle.
And when you enter the battlefield, there will be a preparation phase in which you can deploy your army and get ready for a clash.
Now, let's talk about the fight itself. When you enter the battle, all your units will be recalled and your base will be shielded.
What if I have units in production?
Good question, Bori. Units that are damaged or in production will be taken into account for the duration of the war.
Fair enough, but I will be able to activate buffs and VIPs during the battle.
For sure.
Awesome. There is probably only one thing that I am more excited about.
What is it?
That you can't lose units during faction wars. In faction wars, you can have only one active army. In order to refuel or change it, you must return to the main base.
Can't lose units?
I repeat, you can't lose units. Faction Wars has a special garage with no units capacity. You can repair your troops with the Faction Wars repair gear currency.
So, even if you're defeated, your units won't be lost or damaged outside the faction wars?
Yep, you can bring your whole army and you won't have to worry about its well-being.
This sounds great, but there's something very important we haven't discussed in there.
What is it?
How you win the freaking thing.
The first way to win is to occupy the main base of your foe.
But there are other ways to win this, right?
Of course, your faction must control more force than the enemy by the end of the battle.
What happens if both factions have the same amount of force by the end?
Well, if there is a draw, the defending faction is declared the winner.
So, this game of forts has a big strategic side. Please tell me more how they work.
All forts will be neutral from the beginning and can be instantly occupied. If all players exit a fort, that fort again will become neutral. You can go to a fort only if it is attached to your main base or another fort that you own.
You mentioned the main base. Tell me more about it.
If there is an ongoing battle on your main base, you cannot reinforce it by redeploying your troops. Also, be careful not to leave your main base without an army, because if your opponent reaches it, it will be conquered and you will lose the battle.
What about if there's a battle and the 1 hour timer runs out?
Great question, Tony. Nice one. If the final battle for a fort or base takes place and the timer runs out, players won't be able to enter the fight. So timing is everything.
Is that all you want to share?
No, let's continue with some boosters you can use.
Sounds good.
So, first of all, you will be able to speed up, recall and teleport your units from the army queue.
Oh, how does the recall work?
The recall will cost you army recall vouchers and will recall your army to its starting point.
And I will guess that the teleport will cost you army teleport vouchers and will instantly return your army to the main base.
You are correct.
And I have some bonus info as well.
Oh, what is it?
You can interact with the main base and forts from the radio menus you can see on the screen.
And I can upgrade this info by sharing that you can scan your targets to instantly receive a detailed report about your opponent's armies.
Nice!
And you can also see their glory rank.
Their what?
The glory rank provides you with permanent passive bonuses in Faction Wars. You can improve your bonuses by spending glory points on them.
That sounds very important. And how do you get these points?
Glory points can be obtained by increasing your glory rank with XP earned from participation in Faction Wars. Each glory rank rewards you with 5 glory points.
And you get the glory XP by?
You get the glory XP by taking forts and damaging enemy units. It is also based on the battle duration. So, even if you're on the losing side, you might still get points.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the winning faction will get bonus points based on how fast they have defeated their enemy. And the losing faction will get more points if they manage to defend their bases longer.
That is super interesting, and I think it adds an additional strategic layer.
Oh, definitely. It seasons up the situation.
Speaking of seasons, I think it's time to talk a bit about the Faction Wars seasons.
That was a far-fetched transition, but okay, do you want to start?
Sure. Every new Faction Wars season brings its own rules, bonuses, and prizes. Each season has 3 unique milestones that you have to complete so you can claim the rank rewards at the end.
And at the end of the season, you and all members of your faction will receive 2 types of rewards, personal and faction ones.
The personal rewards are for your own use. They can vary based on your participation during the season, and you will receive them only if you completed all 3 milestones.
The faction rewards go to your faction and can be used only by the faction leaders.
The season rewards can contain trophies. The leaders of the faction can choose 3 trophies to display in the faction menu.
And these trophies don't let you just show off. They will also reward your faction with bonuses.
Ooh, I love bonuses.
Me too. And the even cooler thing is that the bonuses always apply, even if the trophy that grants them isn't on display.
That's great. I was just to ask you about that.
Funny enough, I have a question for you.
What is it?
What happens to the faction ratings when a new season comes?
That's easy. The ratings for all factions will be reset once a new season begins, giving everybody a fresh start.
I love the smell of a new challenge.
Should we go and find one on the battlefield?
Lead the way.
Don't I always? So, that's it for now, Generals. Thank you so much for watching.
And stay tuned for more videos. See you soon!